Technically not adoptive.
No, actually found in a plush, found in a toy, and we bought for 50 cents in the market. Okay, isn't it amazing? So today's special guest on the Living Zoom Talks is none of my adopted love of my life, my sister. Maya, why don't you tell us something about yourself? Stop goofing around on my show. Don't embarrass me.
All right. So yeah, I am, amongst others, his baby sister. I'm also maybe his worst nightmare. I live in Paris.
Yeah.
I've been in Paris for about maybe 14 years now, almost.
Okay.
I work in a medical device company.
Okay.
None of the less as it's 3M. I actually work for 3M. I am a what we call scientific affairs manager, so nerd 1.0. Basically what we do is we maintain the relationships with surgeons and clinicians, which we call key opinion leaders. We do educational events. We do scientific and product training, et cetera, et cetera. So really, some of the stuff are boring, but most of it is really, really pretty cool and pretty neat.
Nice.
And I am very, 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 very happy to be here today.
We don't see it.
You didn't see it?
No. Yeah, I made you do it. Yeah, some of us have an actual job and are struggling with some things. I mean, you're describing what you do. I remember last time I went on a part-time job and it wasn't that hard. So anyway.
So yeah, so that's pretty much me.
Good. And how are you coping with the COVID-19? What are the things that are from a personal perspective, of course, being in Paris, and from a company perspective as well. So in terms of what are the things that your company is doing, things that you can share. I don't want you to share any things that is not allowing.
So from both perspectives, it's actually pretty hard on multiple levels. From a personal perspective, it's really, really hard not going out, not seeing our friends, not really having a connection with people, which is
you look like really, you're doing your own hair, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing my own hair. It's complicated. It's complicated. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't see it, but I'm actually still in pajamas. My pants.
Let's not see it.
But, yeah, no, you don't see it. But yeah, so that's been really like the hard part about it from a personal perspective. It's this whole, I mean, you wear gloves and you wash your food when you get it back. Like it's a whole new dynamic you need to get used to. And
you're washing cans. Like washing vegetables is a decent and normal thing to do, but washing the cans, washing cans, washing bottles of water that you buy and those kind of things.
Yeah, or like what I do sometimes is some stuff I don't wash, but I leave them like for 3 or 4 days without touching them. And they're like looking at me like, no, not yet. You need to wait a couple more days before you eat me. I'm like, God, I want that bag of chips. But yeah, so that's the hard part. And from a professional perspective, it's a whole new world. Like my entire job is based on customer meetings, sales training, seeing people. My entire job is based on me seeing people. We laugh about it, you and I, regularly, because we always try to count who travels more.
Yeah.
Because our entire jobs are based on travels and going on site with people. And specifically in my domain, it's going on site in the hospital. And so that's obviously not happening.
Okay, so you're not allowed to go into hospitals now.
Oh, we're not allowed. Like it's done. It's
oh wow. Okay.
It's finished.
And, how are you monitoring things? Video chat, calls?
Yeah. So we're trying to monitor things, video chat. We're trying, like I hear from some of our sales reps who help the physician place our products on the patient. They actually like do it via webcam and they show them.
Okay.
So it's kind of, so it does exist in some countries. It's called telemedicine. And we are completely having to do that telemedicine entirely in all of our aspects, in the different aspects.
But isn't that somehow a good thing, because it will push research and it will push development on artificial intelligence, 3D modeling, and basically what do you call it, AR, VR and AR for those kind of things.
It definitely is a good thing. And you see, like, some companies and some what we call healthcare societies who were kind of against telemedicine, saying it's not natural, it's the patient physician interaction, physical interaction is really essential, etc., etc. They are starting to adopt that method because they don't have any other choice. I mean, you have to live with whatever means you're given. And it is a bit hard, but I don't, like, when you think about the physicians who are some of our customers, and some of them even became our friends, because I mean, spending years and years in this area, you tend to make friends even within the medical society. It is something to see how hard they're struggling and everything they're facing, and puts things into perspective, really.
Okay, so it does affect you guys. It does affect the. It does. And regarding life in Paris, can you describe it to a non-person that doesn't live in Paris, on how you observe the change? Are they, when do you go to the supermarket, for example, when you go to buy your stuff, is Amazon Prime still working properly? What can you tell us about actual practical life in Paris?
So practical life in Paris has dramatically changed, and it did. It didn't all change on one day. It took a bit of time, and they did things maybe too gradually. But initially, it started with schools and daycares, etc., closing. Next step, and that was like the next day, it was parks that were closing because the sun was out, and you know that Paris. The people who live in Paris don't have access to houses or gardens or maybe outside. So they really felt the need to go to the garden. They felt the need to go to take walks, to do some runs, etc. So then those closed. And a couple of days later, the president announced full confinement. But it was pretty hard for people like to understand the idea of full confinement. They just, initially people interpret it as, don't go out that much. No, that's not it. It's not don't go out that much.
It's don't go out, period. Okay, so you think it wasn't cleared out from the beginning that you should?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not. And we could see it. I mean, I would go when I would go to the store, and I go to the store like once a week and not every day. When I go to the store and I see like people with their children, I think that's too much of a risk to take. I mean, if you need to go buy some stuff, maybe, go by yourself. And actually some stores are now, when you get to the store, and I saw that with your children, they would tell you, nope, the kids will stay out with someone, but you get to go.
Makes sense. I think mostly some people are actually, apartments in Paris are small, and so when you are living in a small apartment and you just need to get out, I think what people are mostly doing is like, okay, let's go to the supermarket, buy something, and use that excuse to walk the kids. So and the government is trying to stop that, basically. Okay, and so what do you think are the things that, in your opinion, for the next coming months, that we're gonna, from what you see, from what you know in the medical, from what you observe, what are the main 3-4 things that you think are going to change for, not for everyone, but like just for people that actually have a certain routine, like whether it's regarding meetings, whether it's regarding work, whether it's regarding.
So I think, unfortunately, this thing, one, is not just going to vanish from one day to another. Like, we're not just going to wake up saying, woohoo, no more corona.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. It's going to take time. to things are going to take time to go back to normal. And even that normal, I think there's going to be a new normal. People are going to get used to some new barriers. They're going to get used to some new
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, you and I as travelers, I know for myself that I'm not gonna travel the same way I do in the future, the same way I did.
And even if you do, who's to say that you're not going to be required to provide a test that you don't have COVID-19?
Exactly.
Like who's to say that you're not going to have to, just provide a test and prove to the world that you don't have COVID-19 before hopping on a plane,
Exactly. And like, for example, when you look at some countries like Italy or Spain, where they are really, really, really heavily impacted, like I do not see Italy just opening their borders again and welcome to anyone who wants to enter. I think it's going to be difficult. For example, I used to make fun of people who would walk around with a hand sanitizer.
Now you're not.
Put some hand sanitizers on every 5 seconds.
Now you're not anymore.
Now I'm not going to laugh at them anymore.
I'm not going to laugh. Makes sense. I think we all had these misconceptions. We grew up in an environment where washing our hands wasn't a habit, especially when you're working. You're with the dirts. You're playing on the playground, and then you have dust and sand on your hands, and then you're grabbing a sandwich and you're just eating it as if it was nothing. And I guess back then the world wasn't the world that it is today, and germs weren't that developed, and we didn't hear about those things that are coming up. Okay, cool. That's good to hear.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So there's something I need you to explain to me, because I haven't been able to understand it for some reason. Banana is with a B, right?
Banana is with a B.
Yeah. But what I don't understand is that usually it's with a U.
Okay. You want it to play, we'll play.
No, come on. Banana is with a B. But usually it's with a U.
This is where being the older brother kicks in. I have to balance between the reputation of this cast, my reputation, and I love you too. I love you too. I don't see it. You're not putting it properly. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I love you too. So what's your forecast for the next, stop loving. So what's your forecast for the next few? I'll get you back at this. I'm editing the video, right? Yeah, I'll put in some embarrassing stuff in it.
All right. Huh?
No, nothing. Huh? Huh? Okay, so how do you see things moving on for you then?
Oh, well, first, it's not just for me. I think it's for the entire world. First is we need to stay home.
Yeah.
Can't do anything else other than just stay home. For God's sake, it's like.
But that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know why people are complaining. You're too young maybe to remember all of it, but part of it, like we used to. If there was no footballs or if there was no balls, we used to rap out mom's valeurs féminines or whatever music, whatever journals she used to have with dad's newspaper, and you used to wrap it and just put tape on it, and that becomes a football. And we used to play with it at home, and then it didn't break anything because it's made of paper, right? So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that the world is gonna go back a little bit in time, or do you think we're gonna advance too fast? Because there are two schools now. It's like, oh, we're gonna take things slow, and we're going to advance to, and we're going to go back to waiting 3 days to receive a package and not Amazon Prime it in 24 hours or even 12 hours sometimes. We're going to do this and this. What do you think?
The problem is, I think the world is not going to have a choice, because obviously initially things are going to be slow, but then what I foresee is things not just moving faster, but things trying to move faster, even faster than before the crisis.
Coming back to Amazon, either we accept that we're going to wait 2 days to receive a package, or a drone will hop by this window and just give me the package.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you see it now, even in Paris, when you shop online for your groceries. The delivery man just drops them in front of your house, and he's like, "Do not open the door," and he leaves. And it's not until he leaves that you can open the door and take your groceries. So nice. How is that different from a drone or a robot dropping things?
Not different at all. Not different at all. I think social distance. I think we're not going to be handshaking for a while. I think we're not going to be hugging for a while. I think, and what we spoke about with a friend of mine about just a couple of days ago, when recording recording one of the casts, is basically it's going to kill the open space. I really foresee in the next future, when companies going back, this plateau of 200 people is just going to disappear, and it's going to be each one in a small aquarium or something like this, like something remotely separated. It could be fully separated by like small boxes, small rooms. But I think people are going to get back to the fact that they're going to be in offices again, and some people will be at home. And nice, cool. Any more embarrassing things you want to do before we wrap up? Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no, and then
I do. No, I'm kidding. No more embarrassing things.
Okay, well, thanks for hopping by. Mom made me do it.
Here we go.
Mom made me do it. So Yawilka, Mom made me do it. It wasn't. I would love to say it was a pleasure, but it wasn't. And so I hope to see you very soon. But
I hope so.
But on a different note, I love you. I'm proud of you, and I want you to take care of yourself.
Thank you. Not too soon, though.
Not.
I love you too.